Hey guys, Chad here with Canine Revolution Dog Training. Got a young Malinois out with me today, and today we're teaching her how to play fetch. So she's got the obedience work done, she's got the remote collar conditioning and application done, and she's got the off leash done. We've got her on a 60-foot long line right now for this fetch session, and just like our normal fetch protocols, I have two balls. I'm throwing one for her, and then the other one is to entice her to release the first ball when she gets back to me for this foundational work. So once she gets back to me, I say out, she drops the first one. I don't have to do a lot of movement here for her. She's just that motivated. As soon as she sees the second ball, she already wants to let go of the first one. So you'll see she's coming back to me right here. I ask her to let go of the first one, she lets go, then she grabs it again. Patience here is key because this is her first fetch session after all the other training has been completed. So I ask her to out, I want her to look at me, and then I'm going to say yes and throw the second ball. She goes and grabs it. As soon as she grabs it, I say come, so she loops around, comes right back to me. When she gets to me, I say out. Notice she's looking at the ball, right? She's kept looking at the first ball. I said yes. She went and grabbed the first ball, right? Didn't grab the second ball. So I'm going to toss the second one for her right there. Then I'm going to run over, grab the other ball that we had for her. Okay. She's running around having a good time. Still got that 60-foot long line on. So I grab the other ball that we had. I call her back to me, ask her to out, and this time I want her to look at me before I release the second ball, right? So she's sitting. Notice how she deliberately looks up at me. I say yes, and then toss the ball. This time she gets a little distracted by a smell over here, so I just give her a second to figure it out. Right, so she's just smelling. She got distracted. I'm just frozen in time. I'm not doing anything while she's doing this. Just patiently waiting for her to make the decision to become engaged in the game with me again. Okay, she is running around. She forgot to grab the ball, so she's going back for the ball. Comes back to me. I've got the second ball ready. Ask her to out it. Remember, I'm waiting for her to deliberately look up at me. She looks up at me. I say yes. Throw it again. That time, if you noticed, I had my foot on the first ball, right? Because up to this point, a couple times she's grabbed that first ball again. So I want to try and, as soon as she outs that, put my foot over it to eliminate the distraction of the first ball so she can get the concept of the game of fetch down. So she's running back with another ball this time. I ask her to out, right? Then I throw that second ball immediately, all right? She comes back, good to go. Everything's looking really good at this point. So I go back and grab the chuck it. Instead of throwing it by hand, I'm grabbing the chuck it. She lets go. I say, whenever I'm ready, I'm asking her to sit real quick. And I say yes, let her go get the ball. So I am having her sit before I throw that ball for her because number one, she has an extremely high prey drive ready to grab that ball. And number two, I want to put just a little bit of obedience on it to get that adherence level from her, okay? So she came back without the ball. I basically told her to go get it because I know that she can, watching her move around and search for that ball, I know for a fact that she can find that ball. So I told her to go get it. She runs out, finds it, grabs it, brings it back to me, okay? Everything's looking solid as far as the foundational work. I'm really happy with her progress at this point. So I tell her to out, tell her to sit. I got my foot on the ball, say yes, throw it with the chuck it. Let her go get it again, okay? Ask her to come, she comes right back. Everything's solid, all right? All the drives are appropriate for this. She's doing a really good job, right? Ask her to sit again, ask her to look at me, then I say yes, and I don't move that chuck it until I say yes. So you saw me flip that chuck it out. I've already said yes by the point that I'm moving the chuck it, all right? That's just because of classical conditioning of the marker. So I ask her to out. I'm taking her off the leash now to make sure she's good off the leash as well as on the leash, right? Got the ball, bringing it right back. Ask her to out it. She outs it. I step on it like I told you before. Ask her to sit. She comes into a sit, yes, and then I throw the ball, okay? So again, I'm really happy with all the foundational work up to this point. Everything's looking solid. Everything's looking good. He's having really good adherence to me. Grabbing the ball, coming right back. So I know that during this session, the pattern of behavior is really, really solid for her, okay? So then I ask her to sit again. She sits nicely. I want her to look at me. Then I say yes, throw the ball, let her go get it. She's having a blast, all right? She comes back, good to go. Another good repetition. At this point in the game, I'm paying attention to her breathing rate. So I don't want her to be panting too heavily because if she does that, I don't want to overly exhaust her. I don't want any heat injuries. So I'm going to stop her because this dog will just keep going and going and going until she injures herself through the game, right? So I got to regulate for her. I have to regulate how much she's playing so there's no injuries or heat-related injuries or heat stress or any of that kind of stuff, okay? Good to go. So she comes back, I grab the ball to chuck it. Now I'm at single ball operations, so I'm trying to use one ball, have her throw the ball, have her come back, drop it, then I grab it with the chuck it. She's struggling with the sit because she's anticipating the ball, but as soon as she sits, I say yes, throw the ball for her, let her bring it right back to me. And this is a really good pattern of behavior, really good habit that we're building with her, so she's doing a solid job, okay? That's how you're gonna work on the foundational pieces of fetch, and then go back and watch our other video on how you're gonna incorporate fetch with some obedience and mental exercise as well. See y'all in the next video.